Thank you all so much for being here. May God bless each of you, and may His face shine upon all of us as our city continues to expand itself and the quality of life expands itself with the Ellington Park. Thank you all so much.
On Monday, June 21st, officials from the City of Columbia gathered in the historic Bull Street District in celebrating the grand opening of a 20-acre park in honor of a self-taught architect and former slave, Paige Ellington.
And Mayor Benjamin, this is a monumental day, not just for Bull Street, but really for all of Columbia. When we set out as Hughes Development to develop Bull Street, we knew it had to be a place that represented the best of Columbia. And that is exactly what naming the park at Bull Street after Paige Ellington represents, the best of Columbia. Mr. Ellington was someone who persevered and became a true community leader and role model, both professionally and personally. Hughes Development and the Bull Street District are proud to play a very small part in honoring Mr. Ellington and his family with this dedication. On a site where so much sadness and so many tears have been shed throughout its history, today is truly an inspiring and uplifting day. Getting to this point has taken a tremendous amount of hard work. From the planners and designers I see here today, to the contractors and the engineers, so many different people have played a major role in the success that we're experiencing today. But really, it's a story of public-private partnerships. Public-private partnerships, as the mayor mentioned, are not easy, but when both sides are pulling in the same direction and towards a common goal, things like today can happen. That's what's happening here, and it wouldn't be possible without the dedication of so many at the city, and it starts with City Council, Mayor Benjamin, Reverend McDowell, Councilman Davis, Councilwoman Devine, Councilman Duvall, and other council members not here today. Without them, none of this would be possible. But we also must mention the city staff, because so many people, as the mayor mentioned at the city, Teresa Wilson and her team, which I know Assistant City Manager Henry Simons will speak momentarily, they have made this what it is today, and we would not be here without them. So an extra special thank you to them today. Ellington Park is going to be a destination for the Midlands. It's already a place where families are coming out to play, and residents from all over the city are enjoying the walking trails and dog park. I'm convinced that someone has paid the man over y'all's shoulder to come out here and fly a kite today, or the folks in the dog park, because it's just too good. I know it's not true though, because this happens every day out here already and is only going to continue. One of the most interesting attributes of the park is the daylighting of the Smith Branch Creek. The Smith Branch Creek, which runs directly over my left shoulder all the way down through the entire length of the park, came to focus really for us when a reporter from the New York Times visited Bull Street in 2019 to write a story about the development. He keyed in on the development and the daylighting of the park as one of a kind. What we were able to do by leaving the existing pipes in place in the ground, which the stream had been running through for about the past 50 years, while allowing the stream to flow on the surface, was something that we're told has never been done before. This park is one of a kind. So to us, it only makes sense that it's named after a one-of-a-kind individual like Mr. Paige Ellington. So thank you again to the City of Columbia for making today happen. We are humbled, honored, and proud to be a part of today's celebration.
Good afternoon. I appreciate the opportunity to be with y'all today, but also to work with Dr. Donaldson on this project. Over the last year, we researched and documented many Black Columbians associated with this property to form the recommendations for today's naming. And of course, Paige Ellington, who Mayor Benjamin has talked a little bit about, but Dr. Donaldson will tell you more about, it's really important to recognize his work and his contributions. I want to give you a little bit of a frame, a bookend for Mr. Ellington. So I think it's important to recognize that there were many who came before and after him. And these stories also need to be to be brought to the fore. So parts of this campus were built on the plantation lands of Colonel William Wallace. Samuel Thompson was one of many families enslaved by Wallace, and a generation of Thompson's children were born enslaved on this plantation. They went on to prominent careers during the Reconstruction era. Of those individuals born enslaved here, Samuel Benjamin Thompson was one of 4 delegates from Richland County elected to the 1868 Constitutional Convention, served 4 terms in the South Carolina House of Representatives, was very active in local government, and served here on this campus on the Board of Regents for the State Asylum in 1873. His brother, E.B. Thompson, was a founder at St. Luke's Episcopal Church. He was an organizer of the city's Emancipation Day and also a steward at the asylum for much of Reconstruction. And their sister, Caroline Thompson Alston, was one of the city's first black businesswomen. The building that her business occupied still stands at 1811 Gervais Street today. Alonzo McLennan, he was the ward of E.B. Thompson and who was, as I mentioned, the steward at the asylum and lived on this property during much of the Reconstruction era. McLennan spent part of his youth on these grounds before his appointment to Annapolis in 1873. He was the second African American appointed as a midshipman to the U.S. Naval Academy, and went on to co-found the Charleston Hospital and Training for Nurses, which served black Charlestonians in the 19th and into the 20th centuries. William Beverly Nash was chair of the Asylum Board of Regents during Reconstruction, and like Samuel Thompson, among the 4 electors from Richland County who attended the 1868 Constitutional Convention. So those are some of the individuals who worked alongside Ellington and in some instances preceded Ellington's time on the Full Street campus. And some who followed Mr. Ellington include individuals like businessman and political activist I.S. Levy, who was selected as the undertaker for the state hospital. A clergyman, businessman, civil rights leader, Reverend James Hinton, who served as chaplain at the Crafts Barrow State Hospital and is a member of the Mid-Carolina Mental Health Association. Political power broker, Democratic Party leader, and Greenview community organizer Charles James C.G. Whitaker, Sr. He began working for the state hospital in 1944 and spent nearly 40 years on the staff at sites including Morris Village and Crafts Barrow. Majeska Monteith Simpkins and the Richland County Citizens Committee investigated and vocally opposed the striking inequities in mental health services for African American citizens on this site. And then of course Hilliard Bell, who the mayor mentioned, who was born in 1870, was a laborer and cook who resided on the state hospital property where he raised his family. So these are just a few of the stories that are important in understanding that the legacy of African Americans associated with this campus. And these are stories that we need to tell alongside Paige Ellington's story.
I'm here on Monday mornings around 7:30 after I get the kids out and stuff, and just walk around, and the birds are out here. It's just so beautiful, and it gives me an opportunity to just clear my mind as well as appreciate nature. So this is a huge asset to our community. We needed more green space, and I'm so excited that we have it, and all more excited that we're able to teach Columbia more of our history by naming this after Paige Ellington.
1, 2, 3.